My grocery haul yesterday consisted primarily of a few things that I needed to pick up that are like staples, like milk, eggs, butter, some seasonings, and pantry staples that I was out of. I also needed to pick up a few things for lunch packing. We have plenty of like little snacks, little individual packaged things for the kids, but I needed like lunch meat and cheese slices, stuff to make the mains, you know. I also needed to restock fruits and vegetables. Depending on the week, I'm usually spending anywhere from like 20 to 30% of my grocery budget on fruits and vegetables. What I'm buying is usually determined by the season, because different things are in season in the winter than in the summer, and not only does that affect the price of the produce, it also affects the quality. I mean, it usually just tastes better when it's in season. And in the winter time, when less produce is in season, that's when I'm gonna probably spend a little bit more on the frozen produce, like frozen fruits and vegetables or canned fruits and vegetables. But anywhere from 20 to 30% of the money I spend on a grocery haul probably going towards fruits and vegetables. I also picked up several items to make dinners this week, and I'm going to be filming a dinners vlog. And this is where I go through an entire week of meals for my family, and I not only show you what I'm making, some of them are old things, some of them are new things, but I also kind of give you the reason why I'm making it that night. Maybe it's because we needed a quick meal. Maybe there was a night when I had more time to cook so I could do a more in-depth meal. Maybe we had a night where everybody needed to eat at different times. So I shoot it vlog style, very off the cuff, kind of chatty as I'm preparing these meals, just to give you some more ideas as to not just what to make, but why these meals might come in handy on certain kinds of nights in your household. So look for that video to go up next. It should be out next week after you're seeing this one. Instead of showing you, just my basic grocery haul, that's mostly the things that I just mentioned to you, I thought I would share with you now a handful of like favorite things that I'm purchasing at Walmart right now. Some of these are things that are new, some of them are like rediscovered favorites, some of them are things that have been around for a while, maybe you just haven't seen them or haven't thought about purchasing them. And yes, I am aware that a lot of the things I'm mentioning are superfluous. They're, fun items that aren't maybe necessary, but that we just like. Because if I were to make a Walmart favorites video and talk solely about baby carrots and salad greens, I'm not sure anybody's gonna watch that video. So I wanna share with you some of the special things that are not necessary, but that we just kind of like to have from time to time. In the freezer section at Walmart now, they have a Southern style chicken breast fillet. They're little breaded chicken breast fillets that you can pop into the air fryer. I think you can, cook them in the oven as well. And I keep picking up bags of these because they have come in so handy. They've been such a lifesaver on days or evenings when either the dinner plan falls through and I just haven't had a chance to cook what I had initially planned, or sometimes there are times when, my husband and I are going on a date night, or we have something outside of the house with another child, but we've got a few kids that need to be able to prepare a meal on their own. These are right now about $12.50 at Walmart, and each bag comes with about 6 fillets in here, so a little over $2 per chicken fillet. And considering the fact that a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, just the sandwich right now, is right around $6, I'm getting quite a lot of value from that bag of breaded chicken breast fillets. Plus, they're good for other things besides sandwiches. We will sometimes cook them and chop them up and put them into a salad, or wrap them up in a tortilla, like a crispy chicken taco. If you have little packages of instant mashed potatoes, you could make mashed potato bowls by chopping these up and putting them on top. There's just lots of different uses for these. I've mentioned this item in a few other videos. You've seen them in some of my grocery hauls or in some of the dinner videos that I've made, but Walmart, at least my Walmarts, have started making a home style tortilla. It's more of a tortilla from scratch. I think it's sort of a take on like the H-E-B tortillas. In my opinion, they're not quite as good as the tortillas from H-E-B that I tried last year, but they do taste better than the ones you find with the bread products over in the bread aisle. I find these tortillas in various sizes. In fact, there's usually, I think, 3 sizes. They have like a little bitty size, like a mini taco size, a fajita size, and then they have one that's kind of a medium size, and then they have like a burrito size tortilla. And you can find them in the bakery where the other fresh breads and rolls are that they put out and kind of rotate out every few days. But also be sure to check your discount bakery rack, the bread rack in your Walmart. If they discount discount bread items because I find these tortillas on that rack all the time marked down very inexpensive, even cheaper than the regular tortillas from the bread aisle. But while these tortillas taste amazing, they will mold very quickly. Ask me how I know. So when I purchase these, especially from the discount rack, I will often toss them in the freezer until the day I'm ready to use them. I recently posted a video for you guys where I refilled this bin right here on the floor of my pantry. It's my emergency meals bin, and inside this bin I have lots of different non-perishable items that can be put together to make meals when I only have a heat source, so I'm not relying on refrigerated ingredients. I'll leave that video linked in the description box below in case you're interested in seeing it. I noted in that video that at my grocery store they were out of the canned ground beef, the Keystone ground beef that I know a lot of people like to put in their emergency bins. It was back in stock along with several other options. I think they had chicken, I think they had either shredded beef or shredded pork, but I went ahead and picked up a can of the ground beef so that I could add this to my bin because there's a taco soup recipe in here that I prefer to use ground beef. So if you have been looking for that and they were out at your store, you might check and see if they have it back in stock, because they had it back in stock at my Walmart yesterday. I thought this was super interesting. It's a limited edition cheese. I don't know that I've seen this at Walmart before in the Great Value brand. This is the Carolina Reaper blend. Low moisture part skim mozzarella and Monterey Jack cheese with jalapeno, habanero, and Carolina Reaper peppers. I'm not even sure what a Reaper pepper is. I may need to look that up. I'm guessing that the 4 little peppers there in the corner indicate that this is a little bit spicier than your average cheese. But I thought this would be really fun to try, especially this week. I'm gonna make some little crescent roll-up sandwiches, and this type of cheese I thought might be good with the roast beef ones that I'm making. So we'll give that a try and let you know how it is. You are now sitting in my refrigerator so that I can show you these, which I'm sure you have seen before, or you've seen me eat them before, but just in case you haven't, I wanted to bring them back up again. It's the Dannon Light and Fit Greek caramel apple pie. In my opinion, this is the best flavor. In fact, I'm a little perturbed that they don't sell these in the 4-packs like the strawberry cheesecake and the coconut, because I think this one is the best one. And a lot of times at my stores, they're out or low in stock, so I think it's pretty popular. But making it even better right now is that Aldi has this cinnamon bun granola, I think as a seasonal item, and it is absolutely perfect paired with this. It is so delicious. Sometimes I'll slice up some fresh apple pieces to go in this as well. This one, on the money every time. In fact, I usually have to push them to the back of the refrigerator so that my kids will eat just the regular yogurts. I mean, they can eat these, but these are my favorite, and they're the kids' favorite now too, so sometimes it's hard to actually keep them in stock in the fridge for very long. I'm probably gonna take tons of flack for this next one because it's an incredibly divisive product. Coffee creamer. I use all kinds of different stuff in my coffee. Sometimes just plain old milk, sometimes cream, sometimes half and half, whatever I have on hand. I have some little sugar-free syrups sometimes that I'll use as well. I mentioned several times that I like to use protein shakes, like the Fairlife protein shakes in them as well. One of the things that I don't like about coffee creamers is just how caloric they are. I mean, a lot of them are like 35 calories for a single tiny little tablespoon. And a tablespoon is just not enough for me. I need more. For comparison, the little Fairlife protein shakes that I will often use in my coffee, they have about 15 calories per ounce, and an ounce is about 2 tablespoons. Like, I could have a 1/4 cup of that stuff, 2 ounces, for the same amount of calories that a single tablespoon of a typical coffee creamer will cost me. If I'm gonna drink like a 200 calorie coffee, I'd probably rather go get a really great latte. Or better yet, eat a 200 calorie Christmas tree cake, which, put a pin in that, we'll come back to it. But this one right here, the Coffee Mate Zero Sugar Peppermint Mocha. It only has 10 calories per tablespoon, but again, that's just me. If coffee creamer is not your thing, hopefully you just like fast forwarded through this entire little section. And speaking of beverages, have you all tried the Canada Dry Ginger Ale Fruit Splash? They make it in a 0 sugar, like a diet soda, and you can't always find some of those specialty flavors in like the 0 calorie sodas. And one of my favorite non-caffeinated 0 calorie sodas is Diet Cherry 7-Up, but sometimes it's really hard to find, especially mostly in the can. This to me tastes a lot like those cherry 7-Ups, but it's been easier to find consistently. I've consistently been able to pick this up in the store or put it in my Walmart grocery order. You also know, if you watch my videos, that we're big fans of tortilla chips in this house. It's pretty much the only kind of chip that I almost always have on hand because we use them for so much. Not just snacks like chips and salsa or chips and queso, but we crush them up and put them in soups or on top of salads. But if you're looking for an alternative to a tortilla chip, maybe something that's a little bit lighter or something you can have more of for the same amount of calories, we have recently rediscovered these Good Thins corn crackers. These are not new. They've been out for several years. I used to eat these all the time, but I forgot how much I really like these until I started picking them up again. They're crunchier than a tortilla chip, and so they're actually really hearty for dipping into things. In fact, I like to make little taco bowls with cauliflower rice and taco meat and cheese and beans, and these are really fantastic for dipping into that kind of mixture. So if you're looking for a tortilla chip alternative, highly recommend the Good Thins corn crackers. I keep buying boxes and boxes of these things. We're big fans of bread in this house, and we love to make homemade bread. We love artisan breads. We like crescent rolls and biscuits and yeast style rolls. But when we're making a sandwich, a lot of times it's not necessarily about the bread. It's about what goes inside the sandwich. So if you're looking for a bread that's a little lighter, if you are a person who likes that kind of diet, like 40-calorie bread, I gotta tell you about this brand. I think it's called Detano, and they have a 40-calorie per slice bread that is the best I've ever had or ever tasted. And honestly, the price, I believe, is less than I would pay for like I think Sara Lee has a brand of this. And I've purchased the 40-calorie bread at Aldi, but every time I get it, it molds really quickly. It doesn't last very long. That does not happen with this bread, maybe because it's so tasty it gets eaten up really quickly. But word to the wise, be careful when you're looking for it in the store, because they make just a standard bread and then they make this 40-calorie per slice bread, and the packages look very, very similar. And in my grocery stores, they're right next to each other. They're on the top shelf at my Super Walmart, they're on the bottom shelf of my Walmart Neighborhood Market, and I've picked up the wrong one from time to time. Still tasty, but I'm just giving you a fair warning. If you happen to see this brand in your store, make sure that you're buying the exact loaf that you want, because the packaging is super similar, but totally worth it. We really like this. I keep buying this bread and my kids keep asking me for it too. Back in the pantry again, because I picked up a few more snack items that I want to share with you guys. You know that I'm a big fan of microwave popcorn as a snack. We have a silicone popcorn popper I've mentioned so many times, and popcorn kernels are super cheap. So typically we will pop popcorn from popcorn kernels and then just use like different seasonings to season it ourselves. But if I am buying microwave popcorn in the bag like I am for a little kid get together that I'm hosting tonight, then I am buying this kind right here. It is the Orville Redenbacher's Tender White. I don't know why. I don't even know what this means. I mean, it's definitely buttery. I don't know if it's a different kind of popcorn kernel that they use, but I'm telling you, this is our absolute favorite microwave popcorn if we aren't making it from scratch. It is absolutely so delicious, perfectly seasoned. If you have not tried it, pick it up, because I think if you don't know about it, you might be like, tender white, what does that mean? Because it looks really plain. It's not plain, I'm telling you. It's it's fantastic. We normally treat ourselves to this like when we go on vacation to an Airbnb, but like I said, it's nice to have it, especially when we're having sleepovers or company over and just want something easy to pop in the microwave and make. Also, I don't know why I'm on a kick with this lately, but roasted salted peanuts in the shell. I think you can get like a 20-ounce bag for like $2 at Walmart. In my opinion, they're not as good as the ones I get from nuts.com, but they're still pretty good. And no, we don't eat these in the house. We typically eat these out on the patio while we're watching baseball or football or something like that. But I don't know, there's just something about this. I just really enjoy it. But since that snack isn't really portable and I'm on a peanut kick right now, I picked up some of these little packages of honey roasted peanuts. I don't know why, I just forget about honey roasted peanuts. I'm usually, if I'm buying them, I'm just buying like the regular salted kind or the cocktail peanuts to put in like Chex Mix or something. It makes me think of being on a plane. Remember the era when we used to get peanuts when you went on a flight, like on an airplane flight? Too many allergies now to do that these days, but we don't have allergies in our house, so we enjoy these as a little salty and sweet snack slash treat. And that rhymes, salty and sweet snack slash treat. It's kind of hard to say though, so. And bonus, this box of 12 is under $4. It's $3.98, so it comes out to like 35 cents, 35 cents per package, right? So not as cheap as buying them in like the big jar, but still, to make them portable, I think that's worth it and pretty cost efficient. This is the part of the video where I would open up my freezer and show you this amazingly delicious flavor of great value brand ice cream that I have discovered. But I can't, because apparently everybody else is on to this little secret. I guess it's not a secret anymore. They were completely out of this flavor of ice cream. I don't know if it's like a seasonal one. I hope not. All of the ice creams and all of the brands, this is the only one that was out of stock at my Walmart. So maybe that should say something to you. It's really inexpensive. I used it with like an apple crisp or with some cinnamon apples recently, but it's very good on its own. So if you're looking for like a cheap ice cream that doesn't taste like a cheap ice cream, I highly recommend that one if you can find it. I'm actually not a huge fan of the next item that I'm mentioning, but my husband and my son really like these, so I thought they might be worth mentioning. You've probably seen the pretzel flips from Townhouse. It's like a cracker meets a pretzel. It's a pretzel cracker. I don't know which came first. But if you've seen these and tried them and liked them, look for the little minis. I've noticed this just in the past few months. I don't know, you can correct me. Maybe they've always had these. But these seem like they're new in the past few months, and I actually think they're really great coming into the holidays, especially if you are doing charcuterie boards, if you are doing dips, if you are doing cheese balls. I just think the smaller ones work a lot better for that purpose, especially when you've got a lot of different snacks or a lot of different things for people to taste and sample. Having like the little small crackers, I think it can stretch it, go a little farther, and also allow you, to try more things or use them alongside more things because they're just a little bite-sized piece instead of like a full-size cracker. I know that it's Halloween the day that I'm posting this, but Christmas is coming. And the reason I know is because I saw for the first time in the grocery store last week Little Debbie's Christmas tree cakes and all of the accompanying accoutrements, if you will. But can we talk about the price? Wow. I mean, I was taken aback when I saw that the price of a box of Little Debbie's Christmas tree cakes or brownies or any of the other things is $3.16. I actually took out my phone and scanned them in the Walmart app to see if that price was correct, because I was just convinced that they'd stocked them in a spot where something else that had been $3.16 had been stocked previously. Like, I was so convinced that they were just stocked in the wrong spot, that the signage was wrong, but nope, $3.16 for a box of Little Debbie's this year. I mean, let's be honest, Little Debbie, she knows I'm still gonna pay that. I'm just gonna feel a lot worse about myself when I do. And speaking of Christmas, have you seen these Woobles? I've actually had these mentioned to me multiple times. In fact, one time I was in the Dollar Tree. I was in the Dollar Tree checkout line, and the checkout person was talking about these with me. Can't even remember what it was I was buying from Dollar Tree that these came up, but he mentioned these, and a couple of other people have mentioned them. I do have a few kids who actually really like to crochet, 2 of my 3 kids. One of them is actually my 10-year-old son. And I was surprised to see how much Walmart is undercutting Amazon on these. They didn't have as much of a selection at Walmart. I think there were 3 or 4 different little Woobles, but the idea is that it comes with everything you need to make the little stuffed animal, the little crocheted animal, and you can access step-by-step videos to show you. So over and over again, I've heard these mentioned as a really great starting point for people who want to learn to crochet of all ages, not just kids, but adults as well. So I ended up picking up the bear for my son. He has a birthday coming up, and then of course we have Christmas. So this will come in handy for one or both of those, probably for birthday, because if he likes it, then I can purchase more of these, right? I picked the bear because he doesn't have like a tail or like a big nose. I didn't think there was many things that you have to attach. So that's one of the reasons why I picked it, because it looked like maybe it was the easiest. But if you have a little crafter in your family and you need a gift idea, if you happen to be in Walmart, maybe look for the Woobles display. It was kind of over where the crafting fabric and quilting fabric and stuff is. If that's something that interests you, maybe check it out, because the price was really good at Walmart compared to other places I've seen them.